Well, the inevitable had to happen. It was raining, and raining consistently. Bengaluru, RCB, when you look at it as a new acronym that they've got now. Raining consistently, Bengaluru, but it's happened. Match abandoned without a ball and a toss happening. And because of this now, RCB still don't have the queue, but they are one step closer to elimination. If DC and PBKS lose tomorrow,
either of the two lose tomorrow, then
RCB are through. Yeah. But one thing is now certain, the E has now come to Kolkata Knight Riders.
They have become the fourth team after RR, CSK, SRH to be eliminated from the competition. And Saransh, can you hear me now? Perfect? No? Okay.
Oops, okay. So basically when you look at it, KKR, the defending champions, have been eliminated from the competition, from the playoff race. And it's not looking good for them because there were about 3-4 games in which they'll be looking at as to how could they have missed this competition. Because game number 1, the loss at Mulanpur, chasing 112, they were bowled out for 95. That hurt them in a big way. Game number 2, that 4-run loss to Lucknow Super Giants.
That was a high scoring game that you had at the Eden Gardens there, and Saransh gives me a thumbs up that it's working. I think these are the two games that would have actually hurt KKR a lot.
CSK 2-wicket win. That killed them. And this washout has meant that that's it, game over for them. So tomorrow's double header, if either of DC or PBKS lose, then RCB have made it to the playoffs then. And
they'll become the first team to have the
first team. Yes, correct.
But if Punjab ends up winning, Punjab are playing in the day during the day
against RR.
So they might just, if they win it, they might become the first team to have a queue.
Yes.
Yeah, they might just become the first team. No, actually the thing is, let's say, if Punjab win and Delhi Capitals lose, then both Punjab and RCB will qualify. Na?
Yeah.
17. Yeah,
that is. But then the thing is, RCB's top 2 finish now is very dicey because even with, if they get 20 points, if they get 21 points, even PBKS can get to that. So that is why a top 2 finish at this point in time looks very unlikely. So it is now stacked up. KKR are eliminated. They can only get to 14 points. All the other teams have gotten 14 points. And one of Mumbai or DC will definitely leap past 15 or 16 in that sense. Same with PBKS and MI. So today's match, I mean, what can we say about today's match? There was anticipation that yes, fans would come in white and they would give a tribute to Virat Kohli, but that unfortunately has not happened. Virat Kohli couldn't even come out into the Chinnaswamy Stadium because of the rain that was pelting down. The only highlight, it had stopped for a brief while at 8:30, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but that was a 5-minute span where the rain had stopped. But after that, it did not stop. Even now, when the match officials came for that final inspection before they actually called it off, it was raining at that point as well because they came out with umbrellas. So that clearly depicts that what was the condition today. I think we were already prepared for a washout like this because it was on the cards. I know that it keeps on changing the weather forecast. It's never foolproof, be it India or overseas. It keeps on changing each and every day. But again, when you have 80-90% chances of rain, how much will that change? That really depends. So with so much percentage of rain, it looked highly unlikely that the game would actually take place.
Yeah, so that was the only 5 to 7 minutes where RCB fans found their voice. They were thinking, okay, the game is on. And remember, by 8:30, you had started to lose overs. But then the second rain break came, it intensified, and it never let up.
But, maybe coming back to the main point of Kolkata Knight Riders, you spoke about the 2 matches that would have actually hurt KKR's chances big time. The Punjab Kings game, Malanpur, and the LSG game. It was a high scoring game, which they lost just by 4 odd runs. I think if we talk more about, KKR, where they actually missed those chances apart from, not winning those matches, I think it can probably come down to the team combination also. Let's just, first of all, begin with maybe the most expensive buy that they had at this auction, Venkatesh Iyer. the designated vice captain of the side, before the beginning of the tournament. He had to be dropped midway. Sunil Narayan was the acting vice captain on a couple of occasions. His form did not inspire.
Dropped. He was not fit.
Yeah, he was not fit.
Sick.
Also,
he was sick in the last phases of the year.
Okay, so that's like one of the things, him not performing at all. Once again, there was no consistency shown by the likes of Rinku Singh. Also, Ramandeep was also dropped midway. So would you really attribute to the fact that KKR obviously played inconsistent cricket, but more of it, was it really down to the fact that KKR did not pick the best 11 for most of their matches?
I think they were all throughout the tournament, they were struggling to find the right combination. At times it was only the 1, 2, 3 is what that was fixed, and they did not get that many runs from their top 3. From 4 to 7, 8 or 9 till 9, in fact, they kept on switching each and every game. At times it was Angresh Raghuvanshi who was coming at 4. At times it was Venkatesh Iyer who was coming at 4. Angresh Raghuvanshi was doing well, and then he was pushed down to number 9. You persisted with Venkatesh Iyer at number 4. So you all throughout the IPL, you were just trying to figure out the right combination. You started off with a Spencer Johnson because you did not have an Andrik Nokia. Once Andrik Nokia got fit, you went on to a different combination in which you started playing a Moeen Ali as that overseas option in place of a fast bowling overseas option, and tried to fit in an Indian fast bowler. Then you sort of were not sure how to utilize a Ramandeep Singh. Rinku Singh was given that opportunity on 5, 6, 4 also, if I'm not wrong, on occasions, but it was just haywire. The left hand did not know what the right hand was actually doing, and I think that really cost. As far as team is concerned, they had pretty much the same people that were there last time when they won the title. There was just not there wasn't
no
just
Mitchell Stark.
No Mitchell Stark, but Mitchell Stark, we should remember, last time really came into his colours. That was during the playoffs. All throughout the league stages, it wasn't him who was dominating, and Kolkata, despite that, were not losing. They lost just 3 games in the whole season, if I'm not wrong, and Mitchell Stark was there on those occasions as well. So I feel all the personnels were same as far as their skill sets and resources were concerned. It was more or less very similar. They just didn't have Phil Salt and a Mitchell Stark, and Phil Salt was a very big key in as far as the Kolkata's last time's title winning approach was concerned. Even Shreyas Iyer, for that matter, wasn't there. So all in all, I totally agree on this thing that they were not able to figure out the right combination. By the time they did, I think it had gotten really late. I think in the last game they sort of figured out the right combination when Venkatesh Iyer wasn't playing, but they again lost the game after that. So it's not been the right sort of, they've just been trying to figure out. They've looked really lost all throughout this IPL. At times it was Gurbaz who was opening. Before that it was QDK, Raghuvanshi coming at 4. And lots of, I think too many eyes were on a specific Venkatesh Iyer. Even now when Gulati sir was pointing out, he pointed out the fact that Venkatesh Iyer did not score those runs. But I think the whole batting lineup did not score those runs. Now that you had paid so much to Venkatesh Iyer, you will obviously talk about him because that's how much you've invested in him, and you want to look at a return on investment as well. But that clearly did not happen. But the other batters as well did not really step up. Andre Russell started to show glimpses of form by the time you were done with 10-11 games. So it's just that it did not work out for them this time.
Plus 23.75 to that also, because Venkatesh Iyer, the obsession to pick him for 23.75 crores backfired in a big way. But also, this KKR are a champion side. They have been one of the most successful teams in the history of the IPL also. After a poor start, they have come into their own from 2011 onwards until 2025 or 2024 when you look at it. This was the first KKR side that I saw who were distracted by the pitch.
Yeah, I think, you look at their top 6 or 7, you begin with Quinton de Kock, Sunil Narayan, Ajinkya Rahane at number 3 in the current form that he was in. Syed Mushtaq Ali, he was a good fit at number 3. You have Angresh Raghuvanshi, who did reasonably well last season and turned out to be their best batter arguably so far this season. Then there is Venkatesh Iyer, Ramandeep, Andre Russell, and Rinku Singh. So this top 8, I think on any given day would inspire that fear in the opposition's mind. But that was not really to be the case. Maybe they were distracted by the pitch thing, as you said, or maybe it's just about the fact that you were missing a certain mentor in GG.
I mean, mentor GG, see, that had to happen. But then I'll mention one more name. He had mentioned certain names, Shashwat. What was Ramandeep Singh's role in the entire?
That's the whole thing. They were never clear about the roles because they were not able to figure out the batting order. I think just 1, 2, 3 was fixed all throughout this season. They had Sunil Narayan and
But again, one
Ajinkya
again
Rahane. One was swapping between Gurbaz and between Quinton de Kock. But after that, it was just haywire. Nobody really knew what to do. I remember that 111 game as well over there. Whichever batter came, it looked like that they had no clue about how do you have to go about that chase. Once they had lost 5-6 wickets in that chase, they should have sort of gone back to some sort of a plan. But then I remember Rinku Singh, the way he got out, he slipped on the wicket, trying to step out and actually accelerate against Chahal only, if I'm not wrong, in that game. So it's really been, it just looks like that they did not come out with right plans. They were not able to figure out the right combination, and that just backfired. That's exactly what they did really well last year, and this year, this is the best example of you coming to know now that in cricket what role does a captain or a mentor or man management in generally plays, because these same people, when we just keep them on paper, I think they have one of the finest batting orders and the deepest batting orders. But how you manage those people, I think that is something that you should learn, that even with the best skill sets on paper, you need to know how to manage them, and once you're not able to do that, then that will backfire on you as well. So it does not matter how good people you have in your team, as far as skill set is concerned, I think the man management is an even bigger task.
So that is why, see, this is the first time I've seen KKR getting distracted by their own home pitch. And that conversation and whatever was going on with it, they just couldn't make up their minds on what to play on a particular kind of a wicket. Their implosions were also spectacular. If you look at KKR's whole campaign, their total, when you look at the Mumbai Indians game, what an abject surrender that was in the Mumbai Indians game. Then, okay, losing to RCB in the first game, okay, maybe first game you can ignore that. It is always the first game. We don't know how it is. But look at the loss against Lucknow. They were in such a great position, but then they lost momentum towards
and
the
even
end.
in that Punjab Kings game, chasing 110 odd, 71 for 2. I still remember that time. I was at home. I just switched off the TV. I knew that it is going to be an easy ride. Like the match is going to get finished in the next 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And guess what happened?
But that game and this LSG game, where they should have won both those encounters, that killed their campaign. And again, Chennai Super Kings lost by 2 wickets. The margins have been so small, but even their surrenders were so abject. The Mumbai Indians encounter, 112 all out, Mumbai chased it down in double quick time. Look at the one against CSK where they won. Spectacular. We thought, yes, champion teams will do that. Look at the wins that they've had against Sunrisers Hyderabad. Spectacular. But again, you
lost to Chennai Super Kings, right? They lost to CSK as well.
But they won in Chepauk.
Yeah.
And that margin of victory was commanding.
They lost at home.
They lost 2 wickets. That fatally killed their chances. Which is why they had to win today. If they had won today, no team was secured qualification. But now they have become the 4th team to get eliminated. So KKR, the obsession with Venkatesh Iyer, 23.75, and getting distracted by the pitch. And as Shashwat pointed out, no clear-cut roles for Rinku, Ramandeep, Angresh Raghuvanshi.
Neither Russell, neither Ray
Not even Russell.
Nobody.
And maybe the guy who would have been under a lot of scrutiny was supposed to be their captain, but he turned out to be one of their better performers, both with the bat and in the field.
Ajinkya Rahane, yes.
So, but he has been looking clueless in white ball captaincy. I was personally of the very big opinion that I want to see him as captain, and I sort of did know that he will definitely take on the reins of captaincy once he was bought at the auction itself. I remember saying it at that point as well. But to be very honest, he hasn't looked the same Ajinkya Rahane captain that he looks in white ball cricket, and I think that is where it's so evident now that white ball captaincy, red ball captaincy is very different, because in white ball captaincy you need to be a lot more proactive, whereas in test ball, in red ball cricket, over there if you're too proactive, that just goes against you. You need to grind it out, you need to have patience, continue with the same plan until and unless it does not work for you. That does not work in white ball cricket. That's why there aren't too many captains that we have seen who have been very successful in white and red ball cricket. Ricky Ponting, I think, one exception who's been good with both the balls. I don't know of any
Virat.
other captain.
Virat.
No, Virat as far as as a whole picture hasn't been
Steve,
that great with the red in white ball captaincy.
He had a good record. I mean,
Yeah, but
whatever.
I'm saying as a whole, trophy, and that's why nothing
Trophy,
to show.
yeah.
Yeah,
Trophy
that's
didn't have a single one. So, yeah, missed opportunity season for KKR. They had a chance to rebuild. But before we get to RCB, do you think Venkatesh Iyer is going to be part of the core team, or they're going to release him into the auction pool next year?
I think that he's going to be released, because the point is that KKR will try their level best to get Venkatesh Iyer in the auction, maybe for a lesser price, let's say, about 14 or 15 crores, which means that you will still have about 7 to 8 crores, spare. That's where maybe you can look at a utility all-rounder, or maybe a good batter, for that matter, a good overseas bowler also. I think this is where I think you need to understand one thing, that you release Venkatesh Iyer so that you can free up a couple of options for yourself and purchase them at a good price when the mini auction takes place, maybe later this year or next year.
Do you see Venkatesh Iyer getting released into the auction pool?
No, I personally don't. I personally don't see that happening. The only reason for that is that if they do that, and that'll just be a very big jolt for Venkatesh Iyer's confidence. And I don't think they would want to do that with a Venkatesh Iyer. Plus, I don't think, as far as team is concerned, I don't think there are too many holes that need to be filled. There are just things that need to be sorted out. They bat till 9. I don't think they need batters in that sense. Bowlers, I think they have the two best spinners in the tournament, in Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narayan. They have Moeen Ali as well. So, and fast bowling, they have Norkia. They have some Indian fast bowlers as well. They have Umran Malik, who wasn't available this year.
But they need a better overseas bowler.
They have Norkia. They might.
Norkia is not that.
So they can still get an overseas fast bowler next year. That'll all depend on what happens. But next year, if you let go of a Venkatesh Iyer, that'll clearly show you that you regret the decision that you took this time around. And I don't think you would want to do that. I don't remember if this has happened, that a player is gone for such a high price in a mega auction and then released.
Yuvraj Singh, that happened basically in the mini. See, RCB, purchased him for 16 crores, 14 crores, I think, yeah. But what happened was they released him next season. So now, when the bid for Yuvraj...
Stokes also.
Yeah, Ben Stokes also. But the bid for Yuvraj, when it crossed 14 crores in the next time, RCB jumped into the discussion. They basically wanted Yuvraj Singh then, but then it was Delhi Capitals who eventually purchased him.
Yeah, so that is why KKR season is over. But RCB, with 2 games now that they have got against Sunrisers Hyderabad at home, and their last game is against Lucknow Super Giants. Do you think they can finish in the top 2?
Absolutely. I think this is RCB's golden chance to not just, finish in the top 2, but obviously, seal a final spot also pretty quickly. And
like
when I
how
say,
it happened in 2016.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is where RCB can do it. They have the momentum.
Ben Cutting is going to be coming. I was seeing somewhere.
For RCB?
No, some other team. I don't remember. Punjab, if I'm not wrong. In place of Marcus Stoinis. I'm not too sure.
Is that the
reports?
Australian
at this point, everybody is just flying kites.
Saraj, can we confirm?
It's just kite flying at this point, because there is just reports going on. I was just reading another
Ben
report.
Cutting goes to Punjab Kings, it won't be surprising at all.
No, he's retired.
The Australian Kings, they can even get in a Chris Lynn. They can get in anybody. They're Australian Kings for a reason. So that is why, yeah. But yeah, RCB for me, they look like the team that can repeat at 2016, but with a different result.
See, what it has done, today's washout has done, is that give enough time to Rajat Patidar to be
there's
fully
nothing
fit.
like that.
Okay, then maybe, just a social media rumor for that matter.
But let's not do. It's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
Please.
Okay.
Today I have my trust in social media was below freezing point, but today I have lost total faith when I don't know, there was a group of, by coincidence, some white pigeons. And certain fan handles are saying, oh, what an apt tribute by nature. That at this particular time, white pigeons are going in coordination and giving Virat Kohli a test tribute. I mean, heights of fan joblessness, I'm telling you. Come on, it's a random occurrence of nature. You can't relate it to one particular thing. He isn't the center of the universe, for crying out loud.
No, but I think coming back to the main point, this is RCB's, I think, best chance to do it.
Isala kab namde?
No, at least, seal a final spot pretty quickly. See, you have 2 more games left, one against LSG. That should be, I think, a pretty easy game, because knowing, being aware of the current form that LSG are in, obviously they can still have a turnaround also. There's no doubts about that. But on current form, I think it's very difficult to beat RCB. Whether they are going to have Josh Hazelwood or minus Josh Hazelwood, I think this RCB team is good enough to seal a final spot. That is the point.
I feel they need to finish in top 2, and I feel as of now it does seem like that they might just finish on top 2. They're just 2 wins away. I think just 1 win away, from securing a position
Even
in
one
the top
washout
2.
away, they are from securing a place.
I'm saying 2 points should assure them of finish in the top 2, because 19 points.
Yeah, top 2.
See, I will read out this current situation, okay? I have that permutation and combination.
Because the point is that, even, see, RCB can also get to 21, PBKS can also get to 21, and same
Gujarat.
is the case. Gujarat can actually get to 22.
Yes.
And neither of the teams are actually, clashing as far as their matches are concerned.
Assuming no more washouts, only way RCB can lose out on a playoff spot with 17
that I
points
also read. Yeah, that I also
if
read.
GT and MI finish with 18 or more in GT's case, and there's a 3-way tie featuring PBKS and DC bringing it down to NRR. Okay, but if RCB win one more game, say suppose they beat SRH and they lose to LSG,
At least assured of a playoff spot.
but
Top 2, I think 19 points should assure
they need
them
to win both
top
games.
2.
No, they need to win both.
19 also said we say, because see, Gujarat and Punjab
Can
are playing
get
one game against each other, if I'm not wrong.
No,
they're
Punjab
not.
and Gujarat aren't playing.
Punjab is playing against.
MI and DC. Okay, Punjab are playing MI, RR, DC.
So you're saying that even Punjab and Gujarat can cross RCB.
They need to win 2 games.
So basically the point is, even a total of 10 wins this time will not be able to guarantee a spot in the top 2.
No, I think
The one win
Gujarat
that
is
you are
playing
seeing-
Delhi, Mumbai, and one more team. Delhi, Mumbai,
CSK.
Gujarat is playing. I'm assuming that even if they go on and win 2 more games, they end up with 20 points. Yes.
Yeah.
And Punjab are playing against.
Gujarat
MI, RR and DC.
Yeah, so comparatively a little more tough. So RCB, I'm assuming that 19 points should assure them a position in the top 2.
19 points, Q. Assured qualification.
Yeah.
But top 2, I'm not sure.
19, but should we say you're thinking that Gujarat will win all 3?
See, if they beat
Or Punjab will win all 3? For
See,
RCB, I'm saying after RCB winning one more game, you need Gujarat and Punjab to win all their games so as to, if they want to finish at the top.
Exactly.
So the chances of that happening, that both the teams winning all three games, is very less. Rather than, on the other hand, RCB winning one game, the chances are much more. So thinking that Gujarat and Punjab both will be able to overtake Bengaluru, that looks unlikely.
See, tomorrow, if either PBKS or DC lose.
Yes, in RCB, I think just
Then
one win or
RCB
one way
are-
away from top 2.
Yeah, RCB are not only secured of qualification, but I think even a top 2 is 99%.
Then they'll have to win just one more game.
One more
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that it looks
Yeah.
very unlikely.
But
no,
Punjab-
even if Gujarat loses tomorrow, I'm assuming that if Delhi,
GTDC.
if Delhi even wins and Gujarat loses, I think RCB still can reach to 19.
Because then any which ways,
Yeah.
GT will at max reach to 20 points. And
if they lose tomorrow.
if GT,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, na. Then at max, they will be able to reach 20 points.
But
At max.
Even Delhi can get to 19. If they win 3, they can get to 19.
See, if let's be clear, if GT lose tomorrow, then at best they can get to 20 points. And if DC, let's say, win tomorrow, then DC can at best get to
19.
a total of 19.
19.
Yeah, and that should be
So even see, DC, PBKs need to lose tomorrow for RCB to not just secure qualification, but top 2 also all but guaranteed.
so basically 19 points may not be a guarantee for a top 2 finish.
Exactly.
I think it should be. Because I'm assuming that Gujarat and Punjab both winning 3 games is very unlikely.
And this is where we are also assuming that there are going to be no washouts. Because if they happen, then it's going to be a different ball game.
Gujarat, Punjab does not even have a home game now.
Yeah,
In terms of home venue.
PBKs, DC should have been in Dharamshala, but they're
now
playing
it's
in
in
Jaipur.
Jaipur.
So, but Punjab have the toughest road because they are taking on RR, which might be okay, but they're taking on MI and DC, 2 teams in playoff contention. So that's why they are in a tough position. DC, now tomorrow, if DC lose, then I think they are also the 5th team, all but secured that they will be eliminated. Because they can only get to 17
after that.
But GT and Mumbai PBKs, one will go ahead. MIDC, one will go ahead.
Anyways, knew that these were going to be very interesting days in the IPL before.
DC
us.
have 3 games. DC GT, DC
Punjab
PBKs and
DC
DC
Mumbai.
But in Dharamshala in Wankhede. So that is why that is the thing. Okay. And Medhan Shroff is saying, just one team, we'll take some comments now, just one team from the 2024 top team remain in the fray now. The team that has been super consistent since 2020. This season was 2 stop-start for KKR. Yeah, now because of that, I will not get all 4 correct because I had put MI, RCB, GT and KKR as my teams.
I had KKR, MI, GT and I changed DC from CSK.
Yeah.
So maybe 2.
Yeah, so that's why KKR unfortunately have been eliminated, so I will not get my full 4 out of 4 in that sense. So unfortunate, but that's how life is at this point. Devendra Singh Meena, Ben cutting name is around just to scare RCB fans. That's true, but Dr. Day Walker, that's why there is rain even on Friday for the SRH game as well. So that's why I really don't know, yaar. What were they thinking?
They'll reach to 18 then RCB.
Yes, but even that won't secure them a qualification if PBKS win all, DC win all, GT win all, MI win all.
And DC win all.
Yeah, but again, that's not possible, na?
No, DC can still get to 19, na?
No,
yeah, okay,
MI, DC, PBKS, they cancel each other out, na, in that sense. So RCB can, from 1 can still slip to 4. It can happen. Priyanshu is saying, if GT wins 2 out of 3, they are at 20 points. If PBKS wins 2 out of 3, they are at 19. RCB 1 of 2, they have 19 points. Actually, PBKS and RCB might be set up at 19 with run rate. Cool. Absolutely. I don't think we'll have a situation for net run rate for 1, 2 and 3, but I think it could be there for 4. Always it's happened.
If next game gets washed out, then RCB have a chance to go and do a 20, can get 20 as well, na? Because 18 they'll get to if one more wash out, and then the final game is CSK. LSG. If they win that, 20.
Yeah, 20. So that's the thing. So yeah, it's all very, very convoluted at this point in time. Parveez R, this is a good question that he's got. Who has been the best and the worst team in a 3-year cycle after a mega auction in the history of the IPL? Also name the years.
I think
a tough one.
Best team, I can say, cannot really call a mega auction because they were the first timers in IPL. Gujarat Titans 2022 title, 2023
they were at the bottom.
23 finalists and
24.
No, at least majority of the 3, 2 out of the 3 seasons were pretty good for them. Which team maybe has been the worst?
SRH?
Delhi. 11-2.
Yeah.
Of course.
11.
Punjab, after every mega auction, they dismantle the castle and they ensure that they want to build something in the air, but it flops miserably. Yeah. When was the last to last mega auction in a 3-year cycle when I look at it? 14, 15, I think that time there was a mega auction. I don't think then. I think I would put Punjab as the worst. Best team. MI?
MI or CSK?
MI or CSK.
Yeah, hands down.
But if you want to look at the last 5 years, I would agree with you, GT.
Absolutely.
GT have been the best team in the mega auction cycle when you look at it. And the worst team, I would say 20, let's say from 22 to 25.
To an extent, both MI and CSK.
Actually, yes.
To an extent. Because
no,
at
I
least,
would say MI are the worst.
Yeah, at least, CSK won a title, yeah.
But MI
2021 and 2023, yeah.
Wooden spooners in 2022, wooden spooners in 2024. So that's why I would put MI as the worst in the current mega auction cycle when you look at it. So yes, that's the way. And freaking awesome. O'Neil Bartman is a good bowler, but after a bad game against England in 2024 T20 World Cup, he wasn't considered much for selection. Even IPL this year, no one bid for him. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Ramachandran, is Shami fit enough to play longer format? Why is he not picked for India A?
That will be because also they want to give him rest if he is available, that is.
I think there are some of the players like maybe Shreyas Iyer, Mohammad Shami and maybe Prasidh Krishna also. I think for the one reason why all 3 of them and maybe even more players who haven't been picked for India A is because I think they'll be more than likely part of the main squad.
Yeah,
no,
most
but then
likely.
Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarshan,
That
they've
depends,
been named.
yeah.
I am very much tempted to what our one family member said. Because I think with him playing that India A game, I think Shubman's not the captain for England.
No, all the more reason that he might just be the captain. Maybe he wants to be there, see what's happening in the India team.
It's a
There's
revolutionary
many ways
step.
of
Yeah,
looking at
yeah.
this. No, that's the point.
It will come in a day or two anyways. The
They
test squad.
say there is a report saying that it could be delayed. The India squad
How
announcement.
much can they delay it?
It's-
6 team has to leave anyways. You will have to announce
I
it.
think they're making it
before
on
the
23rd.
Yeah, so how many days? It's already 7
It's almost
days.
a week's time.
Yeah.
Almost. a week's time.
So that's why. Shakin PS believes 19 points is more than enough for top 2 because all other 3 teams are playing each other. Agreed, yeah. DC, MI, PBKS are all playing each other in that sense. And Achyut Kurg. Will Devdutt Padikkal be fit to play in the 11 considering that there was a 1 week break or he's still injured? I think
No, he's out of the tournament actually.
Achyut
Mayank
is
Agarwal
out.
is his replacement.
Yeah, so then is it fair that BCCI took Chinnaswamy for this match after knowing the weather forecast? But then RCB, KKR, RCB, SRH were anyway supposed to happen at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. But yes, that 1 week break actually took the entire thing out of the equation. So that is why it changed everything. And Adi, Mumbai can take David Warner as he's
I think
going
the
to
reports
IPL.
are that they are going to take Johnny Bairstow and Richard Gleeson.
Yeah. So tomorrow it's going to be the double header. The first game is between Punjab and Rajasthan, but it is a very important game in the night. It's Delhi Capitals versus Gujarat Titans at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. We hope that the rain stays because today there was a fair bit of rain in the evening time. So
It's not going to be that much that you don't have a game at all. Looks fine.
Even that's also, but here it rains for 20-25 minutes. You won't see the amount of rain that you have in Bengaluru because otherwise Delhi will soon transform into Venice then. That's how bad the situation is. I mean, obviously here. So, what do you think? What are the predictions for PBKS versus RR and DC versus GT?
My 2 winners are PBKS and GT.
Oh,
PBKs and DC.
of course. If DC win, then it
Yeah.
keeps the rest of the week.
DC coming from here or here?
Both.
Both. If
I think this break will give
So
a
you feel
lot
that
of help
this
too.
break will...
Yeah.
This break will give a lot of help to teams like Delhi. Kolkata could have helped, but
you know, Rajasthan Royals have always hurt Punjab Kings whenever the time has come for these kind of things. But see, with Shreyas Iyer at the helm, actually they've broken a 10-year jinx. For the first time, they managed to reach 15 points. So I think Punjab might overcome the Rajasthan quicksand. But DCGT, oh, that's a tough one.
it's going to be a very good game.
For the sake that the rest of the week, the coming week remains relevant, I want DC to win tomorrow. DC beating GT and PBKS winning against
And then DC will have to win just one more.
No.
Ideally, they'll need 2 more.
They need
19.
2 more, yeah.
And then
because
they
they're on
can-
15. Another team will be on 17 because PBKS, DC, PBKS and MI are also playing. Nah? So that's why. So Kolkata's last game of IPL 2024-5 will happen here at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. KKR versus SRH. That's the final league game for them. For RCB now, they have a week's break before they take on SRH for the game on Friday.
And there is rain predicted on that day also.
Bengaluru, damn you, Bengaluru, in that sense. So, yes, KKR eliminated, RCB on top, but tomorrow things could change dramatically. Tomorrow, RCB could qualify if either PBKS or DC lose. So, yes, tomorrow doubleheader will be back at 3 p.m. for all the latest updates. PBKS versus RR at Savai Mansingh, followed by GT versus DC at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. So from me, Shashwat, Saransh and Sid Gulati, it is bye-bye, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, eat your vegetables,
And don't trouble your mother.
subscribe to Sports Today.